All right.
Who's reading for Josh?
Josh.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I'm done.
You guys were practicing, huh?
God, there's pre-roll right there.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like I'm not even here.
Engage fluo injectors.
Engaging fluo injectors.
Fluo reactors at 80%, sir.
Fluo containment field is destabilizing.
Emergency fluo containment protocols now. All hands brace for impact.
Brace for impact in 3, 2, 1.
Holy balls, everybody. We're back in the saddle with World 1-1 podcast. Dear God, it's good to be back. I've missed every fucking one of you. Before we start, I want to tell you about our sponsor this week, Raid Shadow Legends, a mobile game. Are you fucking kidding me? Nobody sponsors this shit. It's not worth the 7 people that listen to us.
Wow.
No, but before we do get into the meat and taters, I should put out there, though, you can and should find us at our home at podbean.com/world11. And also, you know, the delightful YouTube channel that we've got going on, where we've got the Dust and Elysian Tail giveaway happening. So if you check out the unboxing video we have for Dust and Elysian Tail, give that a like and leave a comment there. Once that gets to 100 likes, we're giving away a free copy of Dust and Elysian Tail on Switch from Limited Run Games. Also, I'm going to correct myself. It's world11.podbean.com, all spelled out, all one word. Sorry, it's been a while since I've done this. And then also go hit up our Twitch channel, where we've got an even bigger giveaway going on. Follow us on Twitch. We get to 200 followers on our Twitch channel. That is twitch.tv/world11 podcast, all spelled out, all one word. We get to 200 followers on our Twitch channel. We've got a collector's edition copy of Blasphemous on the Switch from Limited Run Games, one of only 2,000 printed worldwide and sold out in under 13 minutes. And we've got an extra copy for one of you to give away. So those are all the fun places you should totally find us and expose us to your friends. I would recommend doing so consensually, but I mean, if you have to strap them to a chair, yeah. So, that being said, fucking hell.
Choose your fighter!
I am, as always, your host, Larry the Bearded Wonder. Joining me this fine evening is my original partner in crime, Eddie Blackman V.
Mega Man is still #1.
You're a man after Michael's own heart.
Mega Man X, baby.
I don't know. I'm partial to Zero. I'm waiting for the Zero collection. That's what's got me.
What gave you that?
I
Okay.
haven't played all the Zero games.
Oh, they're so good.
They are good. God,
I'm actually
they're
really
good.
looking forward to replaying the ZX series.
I think Mega Man X5 when you play between Mega Man and Zero. I think X5 is a good one.
4. That was 4.
That was 4.
Yeah.
I
Well,
thought it
4,
was
5, and 6 actually.
I think I like 5 better because that one had the steering wheel in the background for the 3D that went up
I don't remember. It's
with
been
the
forever.
lasers. Oh,
The only thing I
sorry.
remember about 5 is that was the one that had the Guns N' Roses character names.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one I love. I love that one.
Also with us this fine evening is Josh the LeGroux
Hello.
and the new guy, Michael Plays with Toys Brown. It's exactly what you're doing right now, though, isn't it?
I'm not doing that. I'm actually taking apart one. So I'm taking apart a $100 toy to change it. So fuck off.
Let's make sure that you're talking about a collectible toy like a Gundam or a Transformer.
Transformer. I'm taking apart a $100 Transformer right now to alter it.
Are you going to repaint it? Or
Sorta. It's I bought it literally to remake it into a character from the comics. So I'm kind of like there was an upgrade kit that someone made.
Is that the one you were telling me about the other day?
Yes.
Okay.
I wonder how many people go to garage sales and buy like old Transformers and He-Mans and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then bring it home and like reconstruct them and like remake them and repaint them or custom make them.
There's actually a huge market for it. My friend Sappy actually just recently found a big ass box of old G1 stuff. And he literally didn't know what he had, so he brought it to me and goes, "Here, sell this for me." And just like I put it all back together, figured out it was all in pretty good shape. He made like $300 off it.
How much did you make?
I made a good 100.
Shoot, I'd be like, I need 250 on this.
It was so cool being able to see it all again.
Right.
Right.
Anyway,
so we're gonna. I know we mentioned as we were kind of going into hiatus and looking ahead, we were looking to kind of tweak the format and tighten it down a little bit. So you'll notice the aim here is that we're hoping to not be quite so fucking long in the tooth as we've always been historically, and buckle it down a tidge. But the format should feel pretty familiar. So with that said, let's kick this shit off with.
Oh my gosh!
Video games.
Eddie, the fuck have you been playing? Give me 2 highlights. What you got?
So for Switch, I've been playing Tokyo Mirage Session. Getting into that game, so much fun. Love the grinding, love the music. Like, yes, it's very anime, but man, it's such a great RPG. I brought this on Wii U, and like everybody's been wanting this game to come on Switch, and so I've been putting a lot of time into this game. It's just, this game is just gorgeous. I love the fights. They're very easy to get into. So if you played the Shin Megami Tensei or Persona games, you'll probably understand how to play them. But this one is a little bit more basic and easier for you to get into, which is also cool. They let you select the difficulty you want. So if you want to play on easy, normal, or hard, you can at the beginning of the game. You don't really see that in a lot of RPGs. You just really get new game started, and that's it. You don't get to change your difficulty at all. So I've been playing that. It's so magical. And a lot of people are happy that it came back because people bought Tokyo Mirage Session and then they bought the Dark Samus over the Castlevania over Simon Belmont.
The Dark Samus is so fucking pretty.
It is.
Oh.
It is. We were just talking about that, Larry and I.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know they was gonna be dropping it because that one I know they were making it, but I didn't know when Nintendo was gonna give it an official date because they just didn't say anything about the amiibo about it for a while. So yeah, so that's on Switch. My second game is Borderlands 3. Been playing that. It's good. It's nothing that he needed a conference for. It's nothing that I feel like Epic really wasted their money trying to do a 1-year exclusive on it. It's a bland RPG shooter game if you want to do with one person or 4 people. It's okay. It's nothing like really spectacular or anything. The comedy is kind of just like meh.
It's
I
Borderlands.
guess.
It's Borderlands.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, I paid $20 for this game for Black Friday, but I'm just like, I'm glad I didn't spend $60 on here. This does not seem the value of enjoyment that I would have got if I paid $60. I think if I would have brought it, I think it would probably still been in this box, and I just would have went to Daemon X Machina, Dragon Quest XI, Link's Awakening. I would have went back to all the Nintendo and Xbox stuff, first party stuff, or even some Sony first party stuff. It's a okay game. It's nothing like really there for it. I was telling you guys about a certain game that might bring controversy. I've been playing, and this is my last game, Larry. I've been playing Far Lone Sales, and it's better than Far Lone Sales.
What is that for?
It's for Xbox Switch.
I've
Xbox
missed
Switch.
this somehow.
Xbox Switch, PS4.
Okay,
So
what?
it's-
Okay.
So, it's like you're on this planet that don't really have any oceans anymore, and you have your own boat, and you gotta try to get it to a certain destination. This is they consider it as a adventure game. This game, I definitely can't say it's way better than Inside. I don't think Inside is worth the game of the year that people grant it to be.
No.
Inside was a 6.5. This game is probably like an 8.5. It's really good. Soundtrack is really a lot of piano playing and stuff, and different moves change while you're going right and pushing your boat or making the fuel and stuff. And it has kind of like, it doesn't have a Metroid sense to it, but it's just like you do get new parts to your boat, and you sometimes get rid of your old parts to get new parts and stuff. And it just happens automatically because it's part of the story and everything. But Far Lone Sale, I got it on Xbox. I think I paid like $3 or $4 for it. It wasn't that much. But it's a nice indie game. It came out in 2018, I believe. So it's a kind of an older game, but if anyone's interested, they could take a look at it on YouTube, or if you want to support them, go pick up a copy of it. But Far Lone Sale, a really good game. Not even mad at it. I really enjoyed myself. I may be 65% done with it. I think after the show, and I'll hop back on, I think I'll be done with it. I think it's only about 3 hours, or three or 4 hours. I don't. I'm not sure how long it is.
Not super meaty.
Yeah, because you really don't fight any enemies in the game.
It's an adventure game.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay with
I
that.
read about it. Yep.
But like Inside had
Cool.
enemies at times, so that's why I just wanted to make sure that when people decide to play it, you don't have to worry about combat or anything.
Cool.
I can see myself probably looking into Far Lone Sales and possibly picking it up if it's cheap. It's you've piqued my interest on this for something that I had not come across before. Yeah, I'm gonna toss over to LeGrew. What do you got?
Okay, so 2 games I've been playing. Borderlands 3 is one I started up, and I'm having
Am
a
I the only
totally
one
kind
not
of.
playing fucking Borderlands 3? I
Now-
swear to God.
I'm telling you, when I'm having a little different experience than Eddie because I'm really enjoying it, and it's because I'm playing it mainly with another friend of mine, and it's a totally different experience when you're playing it multiplayer, I think, than it is single. I think single player would be really boring because it's just a bunch of fetch quests basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but when you're with somebody, it's kind of fun, especially when you get different abilities. They play off each other. You can enhance one ability with another and stuff like that's pretty cool. So I'm enjoying it. I'm just about, I don't know, I think we played for about 6 hours. I'm level 20 already. So, I mean, him and I have a lot of experience with Borderlands, so I think we'll just blaze through it kind of. And I'm playing.
I gotta
Go
ask
ahead.
you something on Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
Since you've been actually playing with somebody. I played through Borderlands 1 full on solo. Actually enjoyed the shit out of it, just as a solo experience. What changed that 3 would come off as not that same fun experience solo that 1 had?
Here's the thing, like, okay, I think that Borderlands 2 really kind of leaned into it where you play with another person because your abilities can actually play off each other.
Okay.
Where you can have abilities that help the whole party or whatever. I also think Borderlands in itself is suffering from not really evolving. So it's kind of like the same game. 3 is really the same game as 2, just a little more enhanced. The menus are better, the graphics are better.
The menus are garbage. The memories are
No, they're better than they
questionable.
were. They're better than they were in 2.
Wasn't there a really long wait between 2 and 3 also?
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
it was like stupid.
Yeah.
They should have, if they would have pumped that thing out like 3 years ago, I think we would have had a lot better reception for it.
But they were dealing with I think Gearbox was dealing with that alien controversy at one point.
Yeah, they were dealing
And-
with this stuff. A lot of it of their
Yeah.
own making, but you know, they were dealing with it. You got Pitchford, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, you know, yeah, here and there. So I'm enjoying it though. I mean, I'm not playing it solo at all. So I mean, if I play it with myself even for a few minutes before I'm waiting for my friend to get on, I don't enjoy it very much. So I'm like, okay. Then I'm playing Jedi Fallen Order. I'm really enjoying that game.
I still got to buy that one.
I turn that thing down though. I am not a Souls kind of player at all. I turn that thing to there's a level right before story. Like there's a story mode. You can just basically play for the story.
Okay.
I'm like one notch.
I
above
appreciate that fact. Actually.
that. Yeah, I like it. I'm a one notch above that. So I'm kind of learning the combat, but I can still kind of button mash.
But and me and my friend was actually having a discussion about this. If you are a person who do stylish action games, you're gonna hate the Souls genre. If you
Yes.
love the Souls genre, you're gonna hate the action style
Yeah.
because each of them makes you learn. And each of them tests your patience. If you action style, you want stuff quick. You don't
Right.
want to be waiting for an attack.
And I
You
learned
know.
that really quickly because like I love, Devil May Cry and
Yeah.
Bayonetta, stuff like that. I love those games. I learned it really quick that I needed to slow down. Once I slowed down and actually like started blocking, I was like, okay, I can get this, But the beginning of it, I did die quite a bit, and that was frustrating to me. And I was like, I can see why people just say, you know what, I'm done with it. But the story got me. I really like the story. I like Star Wars, like everybody, a big nerd. So, I'm enjoying it. I'm about halfway through the game.
It's weird that it went from an Uncharted game to a Souls game.
Yeah, it really, it is kind of like two separate games in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm enjoying it though. I'm enjoying it. So I'm just going to see where it takes me. I'm like I said, I'm about halfway through. It's starting to ramp up difficulty a little bit. I'm starting to get more abilities unlocked. The skill tree is really, it's not really ingenious, I would say, but it's helpful. Like every skill you want. So you have when you actually get a chance to like level up, you're like, it's a difficult choice to make because you're like, I want everyone.
Right. I had a little bit of that with Ori, actually.
Yeah, I did too. That was with Ori for me.
For the Ori's, it's not difficult to unlock everything anyway.
No, it's not, but it's a case of what do I want first?
What do I want now? Yeah.
I pretty much always go, okay, what's going to get me the triple jump fastest?
Yeah.
I started looking at it at first as what's going to facilitate me being able to level up the fastest to get the rest of the shit faster.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Oh yeah, that's what I do. I do that too a lot. Like with Jedi, I've realized that I'm looking at, for example, you have the Force abilities and things like that, which I am starting to rely on more. The one critique I have on the game is I wish, for the love of God, you had some kind of, you had more long, like a mid to a long range combat instead of everything having to be close combat, or you just get to use the lightsaber to deflect. I wish you could get like a blaster for like certain, for like a few guys at a time. But then I would think you would just blast your way through the whole game,
Yeah.
So then it would be a totally different game. But other than that, that's about it.
Okay. And Horrible. What have you been playing?
Honestly, not a whole lot. I play Hero Wars daily on my fucking stupid phone.
Do you really?
Yeah, I hate
Oh,
it.
shit.
I can't stand this game, but I can't fucking stop playing. And it's weird because it's this disgusting obligation that I feel nauseous about because I know it literally got its fucking hooks into me, but I can't put it down. I can't. It pisses me off. I just hit at level 120, which is max level, and It just,
So
as I said,
now what?
well, like only one character is actually there, but
Okay.
now that one character is, I have the ability to get everybody else to that level. So I've got a handful that are pretty close, and I don't know. It's just, it's a dumb time sink. Like, other than that, I played a little bit of a robot named Fight. I think it was like a couple weeks ago, I finally beat it for the first time.
Did you?
Nice.
I still
Oh,
haven't
good.
managed that actually.
It was completely accidental. Like, but
That's how I did it when I first did
yeah. And like, now that I've seen what the ending is, I've only unlocked maybe a third of the shit in the game.
it. Right.
And
But
there's more coming.
Is
He
there
adds-
really?
He adds stuff all the time.
He really does. He's phenomenal.
I follow him. I support him on Patreon.
I do too, actually.
And-
I decided
yeah.
to start bringing for that.
Yeah, I just a couple bucks a month because I honestly I felt guilty for getting the game for like $1.87 and playing it.
I got
as-
it for
like,
99 cents.
Yeah, I played it for as much as I did. I'm like, you know what, this guy deserves some more. But it's great to kind of be in there and see how he interacts with the community, which he really interacts with the community a lot.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, Michael, you'll get a chance to pick his brain because he and I have been chatting off and on over the last several weeks. We're gearing to have him back on here at some point in the nearest future.
Nice.
Nice.
So, very gracious of him. Also, at some point, when I get a pause in some of the stuff I'm working on the Twitch channel, I got to schedule some time to sit down. We're gonna do a pipe stream of Robot Named Fight, and we're gonna get Matt in there.
Oh yes.
Cool.
So he can sit there and critique me failing miserably at it.
I might actually watch that one.
It'd be nice if maybe you were on there and I could maybe actually watch you finish the dig.
Oh, I know, right? I gotta start doing that.
So, but no, God, how the fuck did you luck into finishing that though? I've beaten my head on that wall for hours and hours.
I literally just basically took everything really, really slowly.
Yep.
Because like the way the game is designed is obviously certain rooms will have specific layouts, and I just happened to get certain layouts that I was familiar with,
Okay.
and I got a pretty good set of like an outload of
Weapon.
collectibles and shit. Like
Alright.
by the time I got to the end, my blaster shot was literally twice my character's size. So nothing could get near me.
Jesus.
Yeah. So like as I said, I got just really lucky with the loadout that I had.
You save that seed and then you give it to a player.
Right. I kind of want to. I want that seed just so I can fucking piddle with it and see. But I wonder. Mental note: need to ask Matt if he's got like a favorite seed that he likes to go back to, and if so, what is it?
Like, I actually looked up at one point to try and find if there was like a list of different shit like that, the seeds, and I couldn't really find much. I know there's a couple, like, I guess cheats here and there, but
Yeah.
I couldn't really find a whole lot.
Yeah.
And it may be just it's such a kind of a pseudo obscure game at this point still, but I don't know.
I will say I think the couple of sales that they've run on that has helped bring it out of pure obscurity, at least into a moderate limelight. So
I've been buying a shitload of games lately that are on sale. Like I bought this one game that was literally 4 cents.
Yep.
I don't even know what the
Yeah.
fuck it was. It was like 4 cents. All right, whatever.
Yeah, they don't.
eShop is
Yeah.
great for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was called like Mecha Tales or something like that.
I think
It's
I
a-
bought that too, actually.
Yeah, it's a twin stick shooter platformer. And like
Yeah, you never would see that otherwise.
yeah, it was interesting but fucking hard. So I was like, I don't care, 4 cents, whatever.
Right.
So,
That's part of what I love about it.
yeah.
1 cent went to Nintendo and
Uh-huh.
Right.
1 cent goes to the developer.
You find some wacky stuff.
Yeah.
Me too. Once in a while, you find some treasures, though.
That is
Yeah.
true. Hook. Hook
So,
is a good one.
so I suppose that puts me up. I finished my playthrough on our Twitch channel of Mirror's Edge.
Oh, did you finally finish that? Huh?
I did.
Which one were you playing? The original one?
Original.
Okay.
Which honestly, God, it's probably been 10 years since I picked it up and touched it. And there are parts of it that I still absolutely adore, and the parts that irritated the shit out of me still irritate the shit out of me.
Which is the combat.
No, I don't mind the combat so much. I honestly, I'm more irritated at the trial and error and the fact that there are some jumps and grabs that should click but don't unless you've got your angles exactly.
The timing and angles in that game are crazy.
Yeah, like if that had gotten, kind of rounded off a little bit, that would have helped shit tremendously. But one thing that did occur to me on this playthrough was that one of the things it struggles with sometimes is visually directing you where to go. And that's where some of the combat scenes shine. Because have any of you ever listened to there's a short podcast series called From a Different Point of View?
I have not.
Okay. So LeGrew especially, as a Star Wars fan, you should check this out. Because it's told from the perspective of a sand trooper from Star Wars. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Oh. And he makes the point that, people rip on stormtroopers all the time for not being able to hit shit. He goes, no, that's fucking bull crap. Fact of the matter is, we're great fucking marksmen. But that whole scene in the Death Star, all that gunfire and nobody got hit, that's pure fucking skill. You know why? Because they were being herded. And this was sticking in my head this whole time. Because, and he made a valid point about the fucking Death Star. This thing was literally just constructed. It's absolutely enormous. How in the fuck is anybody going to know where to go? And he makes the great joke. It's like, I've been stationed here for 6 months and I still haven't found the fucking CVS.
Wow.
So, but that being said, the combat scenes in Mirror's Edge actually excel in that because every one of those scenes, or almost every one of them, stand head and shoulders above where you're running, or at least trying to run, but have nobody shooting at you, because when you're being shot at, you get a general sense of, I should probably go this way because it's away from where the bullets are fucking coming from. It's a functional clue of direction, but when the pacing stops and nobody's on your fucking tail about it, a lot of times you're left to just kind of meander, and like if you have it absolutely memorized, you could probably get your flow going and it would feel really great again. But in those times where there's nobody shooting at you, it's like just a lot of kind of wandering around like, all right, where the fuck do I a clue would be great, please.
Sure.
So, and that's one of those things that they could have learned a thing or two from Valve, because Valve has always been tremendous in those nonverbal visual cues that say, hey, go this way, without a big neon sign going, hey, go this way, fuckhead. So, and it's one of those things that's stuck in my head. Also, additionally, I really wish there was a way that I could delete certain achievements from my record just so that I could see it pop up again that I re-unlocked it, because I did my playthrough as a full pacifist run. Literally not a single person killed and only one shot fired as per required by the story.
So you know why you can't delete achievements, right?
Why?
Well, because what if your kid comes in there one day and goes,
true.
Guess what? This whole game is gone.
Yeah. I wish I could selectively delete that one pacifist achievement and do it again.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see that pop up again at the end of the run. But I mean, I actually pulled that achievement off on my second playthrough of the game a decade ago. And I really enjoyed it. And I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't mind going for that challenge one more time for this. So, because I mean, ideally, that's the way the game was intended to be played. It wasn't meant to be a shooter. It was meant to be a runner, and there were guns in there subsequently, but it's not needed. So, I do think I ran into a couple of bugs at one point. I know Kathy was watching when I got stuck in the fucking mall issue, where I cleared out the. Oh, this was fucking bullshit. I cleared out the mall so I could make the fucking jump across the catwalk without getting shot down. And I finally went back up there, and just as I got up there, after I finished clearing everybody out, another fucking wave comes in again out of the sudden. I'm like, this is the same batch of idiots I just fucking knocked out. What the fuck? I'm like, god damn it. Eventually I fucking got it, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure this glitched on me, and it was super irritating. But, in any case, game numero dos. On Michael's suggestion, I played through Hob. I liked Hob.
Did you beat it?
I did.
Okay, I'm still working on beating it. I just got to return back to it.
I went for the lazy ending. I need to go back and find all the collectibles and shit I missed. But
What is that for?
it's on everything, I think.
Yeah.
I picked it up on Switch.
Definitive
Yeah.
version just came out on Switch not long ago. Which ending did you get?
I went the lazy ending, no fight. I'm gonna go back and do the other ending with the fight after I eventually wander through and pick up all the collectibles I missed, which are fucking probably most of them.
There's still like one or two that I haven't found yet.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of that shit's really well hidden. But as I said, I fucking loved the fact that the entire game is played without a single word.
I would love a scale model of that world where I could like raise and lower all the parts and pieces and shit. Oh, it's pretty. It is.
But I wish
love the
that game
full
had
design.
better. I wish that game had better direction, though, because sometimes you'll get to the area and you'll be like, okay, what do I need to do? They like sometimes they don't explain anything, and you'll be stuck in that area for a long time. You'll be like, okay,
Yeah,
what
it's
am I supposed to do?
a lot of wandering around trying to find what you fucking missed.
More
Yeah,
often than not, it's a climbable section in the background somewhere.
But
Oh, how did I miss
it-
this? Looks good.
it is good. It's got, and that's the other thing too. It's got some technical issues that keep it from like raw greatness. Like I ran into once or twice where my mission objective marker didn't move, or like I completed one, but it didn't give me the next one for a while, and I'm like, where the fuck am I going?
Right.
A clue would be great, guys. So, but yeah, no, it is solidly excellent. It's just it does have some technical issues and hiccups that keep it from the refined experience it deserves to be.
Everybody thought that we were getting Borderlands 1, or the Handsome Collection, and then they gave us Hob instead.
I'm okay with that. I'm well okay with that, truth be told. So I've got Handsome Collection on my Xbox. I don't need it again on my Switch.
Yeah, no.
So, but lastly, now that I've finished Mirror's Edge for World 1-1 Plays, I'm working on another one that I had started, and it's been hanging open for a while. I've been working my way through more of the Messenger, and I have finally hit the mid-game point where it transitions from the Ninja Gaiden Light into the Metroidvania time-hopping stuff, and what I've played of it so far is really good. It's really good. I showed Michael some of the just the dialogue and the writing the other day. Oh my god, that game is so fucking funny. It's so damn funny. God,
Yeah.
the writing is great. Honestly, it's so fucking good, and the comedy is so spot on. I was absolutely befuddled when, like, right at that midpoint, the demon fight got all fucking serious. There was no. I'm like, wait a minute. When did we lose the comedy? Why did? And then it was back again. And now I've made friends with the dragon that pissed me off to start with, whose name is fucking Manfred. It's a fucking sky serpent dragon, and his name is Manfred. And he goes, nah, it's not the name I was born with, but I always wanted to be a butler. So, they say dress for the job you want. So call me Manfred. I'm like, Jesus God, that's great.
Is the DLC is free, right?
I think so. I'd be shocked if it's not.
Okay. Yeah, I need to update my Messenger because I need to I need to get through the rest of that game and then play
How
the.
far are you?
I'm at the halfway point.
Are you at the
still.
tower,
Um,
or are you through the Tower of Time?
when it's after you beat the boss from the 8-bit stuff and you do the
Okay.
time warp, you go
Okay.
through that section and stuff. I'm at a save point, but there's like a lot of jumping in it and everything, and so I only been able to
Through
like
that kind of like cloud sky area.
yeah. And so
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah,
You're
I don't
not
know how.
Quite the halfway point.
Not yet.
See, I thought the halfway point was when you
I thought
time
it was
jump.
Tower 2.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh, and,
You're close. You're close, but you're not
Mhm.
quite there.
yeah,
You get
and
to
then
the halfway point when the linear drops off.
and once again, it keeps happening to me, and I keep doing this. And I'm trying to do better for 22 to be more committed to games. That I jumped to another game, because I think there was something else I was playing while I was playing the Messenger, and I know I was playing still on Xbox or PlayStation at home, and I would play the Messenger on Switch when I was at work, so I was making progress that way. So I kind of need to just like dock it and like play it on my big TV with my Pro controller and just
Yeah.
get far.
Yeah. No, you're close to the halfway point. You're coming up on that serious demon fight shit that I was just telling you about. You're right. You're almost right there. So, but once you get past the demon, then you've hit the halfway point and it breaks open into the Metroidvania section.
Mhm.
I really did like the aesthetic in that sky section, though. God, that was pretty. So,
To stop being level based after the Sky one. You said
no, you've got
Metroidvania.
you've got one
No.
more small section to get through, and then it opens up.
Okay. And then it
So-
goes into the Metroid style.
Yep.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that's what I've been playing. Also, I've now got an inkling to go back and do Dead Space again because I came across a very nice copy on Blu-ray of Dead Space Downfall, which if you haven't watched it, you really fucking should. Honestly, it was really good. So
I need to jump back into that game too.
actually, do yourself a favor, watch Downfall first. Downfall is technically a prequel to Dead Space.
Yeah, it's supposed to like
I've seen-
get you up to the point where the game starts.
Because
Right?
that one's
It,
the
it
anime.
does.
That one is
Yep.
the animated movie, right?
It's the animated one with Space Jesus.
Yeah, I see that one.
Wait. Space Jesus?
Bruce Boxleitner. Sheridan. Space Jesus.
Ah, okay.
Space Jesus for president. Back from the dead. Yeah, Bruce Boxleitner's in Downfall.
Cool.
So, but yeah. So I think that brings us to our halfway point where, it just... God, it feels like forever since I've done this. let me make sure it still works. Check the vocal cords. Yep. Break. Welcome back, everybody, to the third half of the show. This week we're gonna deep dive into a little bit different topic. This actually happened up in conversation between Michael and I last night, and I thought this would be fun to play with. Plus, it's been a fucking slow news week, so this panned out well. I approve. But before we do, I kind of want to throw out there and give you guys a quick sneak peek ahead at some of the stuff that we're working on for the show. We've got some interviews that we're cooking. We're working on locking down some details, but kind of a peek under the hood at what's coming or behind the curtain here. Some of the ones that we're talking to and trying to lock down dates and times and deets on. One, I've been banging on this door for well over a year now, and I finally got somebody to fucking answer. But we are, I'm super pumped. We're looking at getting on some of the crew from Limited Run Games. So that'll be fucking fantastic. And then also, other big name, our first AAA dev interview with Dennis Dyack. So the man behind Eternal Darkness and Too Human and
Blood
He's
Omen.
Metal Gear
worked
Solid.
Blood Omen, and he's now also working on his newest project, a spiritual successor to the Legacy of Kain series, is his latest in development. So we're going to get to talk to him about all that once we finish getting that locked down. But so those are some big things to look forward to as well. So so if you're new here, it's a great time to jump on board. And for those that have been with us from the beginning, we've got more cool shit coming your way. So, but with that said, deep dive this week. Games that were great once you let go of your preconceived expectations you had going into it. So to kind of expound on that, a game that you picked up and you had something set in your head that it was going to be a certain way, and it ended up not being what you thought it was going to be. But it wasn't until you became okay with that you found it was in fact a great game. So I'm kind of curious to hear what some of those are for you guys, and what those points were on some of those games where that change, that transition happened, where it went from frustrating from not being what you thought or what you wanted to loving it for what it was. I'm gonna jump off with Josh.
Okay. So I think the first game that comes to mind for me for this was Mass Effect, the first one. I knew it was going to be an RPG kind of ish game, but when I first put that game in and played it, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, and I was like, I am not playing this, and so I shelved it. I mean, I played the first mission, the first planet or whatever. I played that, and I'm like, nope. And I shelved it for like 3 years. Whew. And when I came back to it, I just thought, you know what? I'm going to just look at this fresh, like just play it, put it in, because the second one was out and everyone was saying how good it was, right? Mm-hmm. So I started playing it again, and I got through that first mission again, and then it just clicked. I'm like, you know what? This is going to be awesome, because I'm going to let it take me on the journey. And I think why it clicked for me a second time was better. It was probably my personal time and space. Mm-hmm. When I first got the game, I was living with my in-laws, and I had my big TV, and that's about all I had. And I was playing Call of Duty 4 every night. So I was like, okay, well, I needed something quick and fast to play. I didn't really have like hours and hours to feel comfortable playing. And then when I finally played again, we had our own place and everything like that. So I was like, and then I just kind of let it go. Like I said, I'm just like, okay. And I just let the story kind of, brew, and it worked out. It became one of probably my most loved franchises. I played through the first one. I bought the second one and played it. And then after I did that, the third one came out like 6 months later, because I had waited so long to play.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like almost binged them all,
Right.
And the second one, I would say the second game is the best game. I think a lot of people admit that, like would probably agree with that, especially the suicide mission at the end. I'm not going to spoil anything on that, but and then the third game, I played that. I took a week off of work and I played that through, and I think I put like 70 hours into it. It's like more than I would work that week. I was like, so, but I loved it. So I was like, okay. And the whole series was great. And I have not played Andromeda yet.
I was just going to say, what about?
Yeah, I haven't played Andromeda yet. I'm thinking
Andromeda is not bad.
No, my whole thing is, I think if you look at it, I think it wasn't a Mass Effect game, because people came into this with preconceived notions of what a Mass Effect game is. So that's kind of like, I'm thinking I might like it. I don't know.
I think you will.
I gotta carve some time out.
I think you will. This is a really good game. I dug it. I didn't have no problem with it.
All right. So I'm gonna toss Michael into the fray. Give me one? Yeah, I know. It's been what, almost 20 years that we've known each other. I'm used to this by now. None of this phases me.
Yeah.
But what's one that you went into expecting something and it wasn't that, and it didn't hit with you, but somewhere along the line it finally clicked for what it was as opposed to what you expected or what you wanted it to be.
Honestly, like Dead Cells. Like,
Okay.
I heard a lot about Dead Cells. Everything I saw looked fucking gorgeous, but I went into it seriously thinking it was that the roguelite aspect of it was gonna piss me off.
Okay.
And it took maybe about 10 times going through it.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally I was like, all right, I fucking get it, and it's fucking gorgeous, and I love it. Like, as I said, because I did the same thing with that I ended up doing with the robot named Fight. I accidentally beat it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, it's just, it's been a fantastic game. Like, as I said, once I realized that the roguelite wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be,
Yeah.
it was way better than I thought. Like, and I've enjoyed the shit out of it.
I think,
yeah, go ahead.
I think I would stipulate very specifically that I think it would qualify as a roguelite more than a roguelike, given that it actually has some permanent progression to it,
Yeah.
as opposed to giving you a full wipe.
That actually definitely helped. As I said, like, because once I realized that there were certain aspects that were permanent once you found them, I made it a point to hunt those down, and they definitely have, like, I'm pretty sure if you were to take all that away, the game would irritate the fuck out of me at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine not being able to climb along the walls or shit like that at this point.
Right.
Um,
Have you dug into any of the boss cells yet?
No. As I said, I've messed with the first cell a little bit, but I haven't had the patience to get far with it lately, and it's been a while since I've actually picked it up. I don't know.
It took me a while, but that first boss cell finally started clicking for me, actually.
Yeah. Well, like I love the fact that there are new enemy types, like with each boss cell, which I wasn't expecting that, honestly.
Yeah.
So like when I first started going back into it, the first time I ran into it, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" But yeah, as I said, I've really enjoyed the shit out of it. I'm like, plus the fact that the new DLC, whenever that shit came out, like the giant stuff.
Yeah, the right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was another one that I accidentally finished. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I've literally only been able to beat it once. But like, like as I said, just the fact that I was able to see it, I was like, all right, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been good.
All right. They've made so many fundamental core changes to the gameplay in that, and the mechanics.
It's a totally different game now.
It really is. But God, I laughed so hard though when you and I were talking that one night, LeGrew.
I know.
Yeah, I think it was right around Christmas time. I'm driving home from like an hour away, and I'm on the phone with Josh, and I'm like, I really wish there was a way that I could like peel back some of the updates to older versions that where mechanics were a little bit different, and I liked them the way they were there. Literally the next day they announced that exact feature in an update for the PC version. Like, squeaky wheel gets the greets. What up, bitches?
I know, because we were both talking. I was like, I don't know if that's like even possible, or how it's coded or what. But I go, that'd be cool.
Has that option available for the console versions?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
They're always lagging behind on the updates.
Well, because I knew they put the custom mode, so I didn't know if that was part of it, and I just hadn't seen it yet.
No, this is something wholly different. This lets you peel back entire updates by like update versions.
So you can go to like the way it was at launch,
Yeah.
if you want to play that game version, or if you want to play it now, or whatever one you like.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of like core mechanic changes throughout the updates. So, which that kind of thing honestly irritates me a little bit, because it's like I bought the game when it came out because I liked the game when it came out, and then they've wholly rearranged parts and taken away a lot of things that I really liked. And it's literally, to a degree, not the same game as when I bought it. And it's like, for all they know, they may have ruined the game for me or somebody else because, they may have stripped out something that I really appreciated or changed the way something that I really liked worked. And so being able to make that call and peel back to other previous layers, I think is a phenomenal thing and should frankly be standard for something like that.
I'm kind of more bothered by the concept that they'll completely revamp the way a certain like the mutations work, like
the way,
yeah,
that bothers me because again, like you said, you're used to a certain play style, you get used to it, that's part of your mechanic, and then suddenly they alter it, and now you're like, okay, now what the fuck? I gotta relearn the game.
Right, and that's part of why I like, and I'm looking forward to this update rolling out, where I can peel it back to older versions to where certain mutations and weapons, worked a way that I expected it to, or that I had gotten accustomed to.
Yeah.
So, that's why I'm really glad that this actually came along.
You just like your stuff the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it. No.
I mean, granted, there's something to be said, too, for being able to take the updates, roll with them, and learn a new challenge. But I want to be able to, if I want to play it that way, I want to have the option, not forced.
I think something like this is interesting, too, like in a tournament setting.
Yeah.
They would be able to say, this is the way you're going to play it.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone would be on that same level playing field. It would never have changed. Would be interesting.
Oh, agreed. So, and Eddie, hit me with one.
Okay, so it's not put. It's.
Tell me it's the order.
No, never be the order. So
you don't know.
Usually, it's never with games. It's normally the company, and then a certain game would come out. So, for example, at a point in time, in a certain way, I think Rockstar is just makes terrible games. Nothing from them seems quite fun. Some of it just feels like broken and kind of bland and boring. And so, I have my fill of the Grand Theft Auto games from the PS2 days, and I was just like, I don't want to play nothing from them. But I took a look at Max Payne 3, and when it had Rockstar's name on it, I'm like, oh, this is supposed to be just a bunch of hogwash nonsense. I actually fell in love with the game. I really was just like, whoa, this way surpassed my expectations. It had a great story. The acting was really good. Voice acting was really good. The fights weren't terrible, nothing. It was really action packed, and it was cohesive. This makes sense. I could see this as a movie. And I just really enjoyed it. And I was just like, from playing the terrible Vice City to playing Max Payne 3, I was just like, wow, this is what they could do if they actually, really make a story that matters and really wants to jump into a narrative. I'm like, okay. And I enjoyed Max Payne 3. It really surpassed my expectations for it. And Josh, you mentioned Mass Effect. After playing Knights of the Old Republic, I hated BioWare. I would not touch their games. I own it, and I own J Empire on Xbox. But after playing Knights of the Old Republic, that game is a broken mess. And I was like, I would never play anything.
When did you play Knights of the Old Republic?
I played it maybe a year and a half after it came out.
Oh, okay.
Because I ended up getting J Empire first,
right?
And then I seen Knights of the Old Republic in a bargain bin for $5.
Sure.
So I was just like, I'll give them a try and everything. And I love J Empire. J Empire is really fun. But then I went and tried Knights of the Old Republic. I'm like, this don't give me no direction. They don't tell me what I should be doing. This game, I played. Sorry, I tried to play it for 2 days, and I sorry about that.
Eddie, if you die on fucking recording, I'm gonna fire you preemptively, because let me tell you, the paperwork that goes along with that shit is just awful.
Yeah, we can't even put it on Twitch,
I know.
YouTube though, we could do that. It goes everybody.
I would say if Logan Paul can get away with the whole Suicide Forest thing, I'm sure we can let Eddie die on YouTube.
It'll boost ratings.
It's gotta. No such thing as bad publicity. Little controversy is good for morale.
Wow.
And then next week he's back. We play it up all week.
It's like any Marvel comic death; it never lasts for long.
Yeah.
We keep acting though, even though he's back, we keep acting like he's dead.
Yeah, we can't hear him.
Like we'd like to take a minute to mourn Eddie Blackman V.
Yeah.
Like he's like, guys, I'm right fucking here.
Pour one out.
Yeah.
Wow. No, but
I'm so glad I had that bottle handy.
wow. But it did take like playing Mass Effect and getting into the story. You'd be like, okay, Mass Effect 1 is cool, giving BioWare another try. And then I played Mass Effect 2, and I was going with my friends told me, he just like give the series a try. I was going back and forth, calling him, texting him, being on chat and everything, playing Mass Effect 2. I'm just like, I love this. This is my favorite character. This is my choice. What did you do? Like, for a whole month, I had played Mass Effect 2 before I beat it, and we were just going back and forth, talking about it. He had already beat it, but because I was playing it, he decided to go back in and play, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I love this game. And that's kind of how that got me back into BioWare, was playing Mass Effect 2. So it was mostly the companies and stuff. Yeah. So.
I gotta say, I honestly, I almost put down Jade Empire back in the day. Like I was about an hour to 2 hours deep, and I was almost to my breaking point, and I don't know what it was, but all of a sudden something fucking clicked. I mean, I really didn't even go into it with any expectations, but I'm like, oh, this could be neat. Let me fuck about with it. And I was, like I said, I was working my way in an hour, 2 hours, and I'm just like, this is doing nothing for me. And I don't know what it was, but there was a moment, it just like a switch flipped, and I'm like, I get it. And suddenly I'm having fun. Cool, let's play more.
I think that's the best way when you go in again with no expectations. It really surpasses what you thought. Like the Medal Honor reboot that EA did.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that game. Didn't even expect it to be that good. That and even Titanfall 2. Didn't expect for Respawn to make a story and some gameplay like that. Shoot, I was just like, this is on the level of being. To me, it was like, sorry about that again. This is on the level of being on Metroid Prime.
You're fired.
This is on the level of being close to as good as Metroid Prime. Like I was into it, and still to this day, everybody was just like, people who are into first-person shooters and have not played Titanfall 2, give it a try, because it may be one of the best first-person shooter, level-based first-person shooters.
Not only that, but it's
Metroid
cheap.
Prime is completely different. Yeah.
It's cheap. You can get it for like $5.
Like that, dude. That story and the characters and the gunplay and the sound effects and the level. Like the one of the level, you're kind of in the factory, and it's switching different rooms. And then when you get to the final part, the factory builds a whole battle area for you to go in to fight with your Titan and everything. And it's a blast.
Good on. So. I'm gonna throw one out there, and I don't know. It's a 50-50 coin flip if you see this one coming, because I've talked about this a little bit, but I don't think ever really in quite this context. But for me, Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight was that game for me.
I can see that because it kind of did that to me too.
Because I went in going, all right, I've heard all the great things. I should be in for a badass Metroidvania game. This should totally be my cup of tea. And I got sick of waiting for it to come out on Switch because they had been obnoxiously silent about that. So I picked it up on PC. I played it for an hour or two. And I'm like, I don't like anything about this. This is fucking bullshit. Like, I have no map. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. This Hollow Knight was my introduction to anything really Souls-like, truth be told.
Mhm.
You know, and I'm
Right,
still not particularly big on the whole Souls-like thing. Hollow Knight and Blasphemous are really the only two games that have some of those mechanics that
The trappings of a Souls game, kind of.
that I think transcend those trappings and hooked me, despite that. And so I put it down. I'm like, I walked away. And at that point in time, there was rare a Metroidvania that I didn't pick up and finish. Now there's so fucking many. I know for a fact that there's probably at least a dozen that have slipped under my fucking radar these days. But you know, at that particular point in time, almost 2 years ago, there just wasn't. And I was just befuddled, and I was left with not even disappointment so much as just this empty feeling of like, I should really be feeling something here, but the only thing I'm really feeling is disappointment in myself for leaving a Metroidvania barely touched. And but given some time and some distance from it, the Switch version, you know, stealth dropped day and date with Nintendo's E3 that year.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
Yep.
all right, I'm ready to go back to this. Fuck it, we're doing it. It's on my Switch. It's where I wanted to play this in the first place. And I went back in, and I don't think it's the fact that it was on the Switch. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't hurt, but I would not make that I wouldn't consider it a contributing factor here. But going back in, knowing what to expect out of the first hour or two of that game suddenly changed my outlook on all of it. And I was able to push through the crossroads and into Green Path finally, where it finally became colorful and lush and vibrant, and it came to life. And suddenly it clicked, and it was literally that restart was where my preconceived expectations went away of what it should be. I went back in having spent time away from it, but now going in knowing what to expect that I would be up against in that first, hour or two, and it suddenly felt less arduous, more enjoyable. I was ready to be slow, paced, deliberate, and methodical with my combat, which I had not been previously. And it flourished into a game of the year for me instead. And this is, only 3 or 4 months removed from having taken my first shot at it on the PC and walking away going, fuck, I can't be bothered to finish this. And so it totally turned for me, and that was where. The other one, I'm going to throw another one out here because it's a drastically different tale, was my fresh out of high school, just into college days. Phantasy Star Online on the GameCube. So I had a handful of friends that had gotten real big into PSO, and fuck it, I'll try this. Everyone else, all my friends are fucking playing it and loving it and talking about it. Like, I'll take a crack at this, and I bought it. And nothing about this fucking gelled with me at all. I was like, I don't fucking get this, because I bought a copy, I went home, popped it in my GameCube, sat in my room and played, and I'm like, what the fuck even is this? There's nothing to, and I was dumbfounded. It just sat there on my shelf for like 2 months until one night we got, we had a small get together at buddy's house that, you know, had a like 65-inch fucking TV in the basement. And so we all brought our controllers and our memory cards over, and we booted up into 4-player multiplayer, and it clicked. Like suddenly that was the piece that just didn't fucking dawn on me, was that this was meant to be played with friends, because it was rare then, just as it is now, that I play anything multiplayer. Most everything I do, I don't usually have a group of friends to, you know, hang out with in person and play games with. And so I was sitting there trying to figure out how to play this fucking game that had its own weird warped language all its own, nobody to explain it, and nobody to give me a leg up into it, which was apparently what I fucking needed. And once I did, it fucking clicked. And over the next 3 months, I lost about 1,200 hours of my life.
Respect it.
But I mean, oh god, I fucking sprung for the GameCube modem, and I had a fucking hunter's license, and we were online all the goddamn time. And about every weekend, we were all over at somebody's house playing fucking 4-player split-screen co-op, having a ball until, you know, 5 a.m. in the morning. So
that's kind of it's for me not Fantasy Star Online, but that's kind of how happened with Ninja Theory to me. After playing Heavenly Sword, I was just like, I don't understand this at all. And then it became to play Enslaved, and I'm like, oh, this is the best game. I love this game. And that kind of made me fall in love with Ninja Theory and their work. It was like, I didn't have no expectations of a big company who would do stylized action, story, music, character, voice acting, and all of their stuff. Like, I Heavenly Sword just didn't give me a good vibe about them. Like, didn't really want me to support them. But then playing Enslaved, I was just like, all of that literally changed. And I've been like supporting Ninja Theory with most of their projects ever since.
I'm still pissed off they never finished the Heavenly Sword series, because it was supposed to be a trilogy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's supposed to be a trilogy anymore.
But I loved the story, especially the little animated snippets that tell the prequel story to it.
Yeah,
are fucking gorgeous. But
Sony made that decision because it was their title.
yeah,
So, you know, and because it didn't sell well.
yeah, which like a new IP like that is usually is difficult to get off the ground. And as I said, it had a lot of potential, but it also had a lot of wasted potential, because I think honestly, because it was a launch title for the system,
Yes.
they didn't really know what they could do with it yet.
And they wanted them to really use the motion control, the 6-axis.
Which
In
that
that game.
part pissed me off. I was so bad at
A typical launch game, though. It sells extremely well because it's a launch game,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody even cares. They just pick it up, and
Yeah.
then they have the gimmick of the system work on it, and everybody's pissed off about it.
That was
Yeah.
actually the whole reason I bought it, because
Yeah,
when I bought the system, there was nothing else for it at that
Right.
time.
right.
You mean you didn't want to play that Flying Dragon game that, you know...
Lair.
Yeah, that's the one. Thank you.
No.
I didn't have enough money to buy a PS3 at launch, so
I didn't buy it at launch. I bought it a little while. I did manage to get the backwards compatible version,
nice.
but I bought, as I said, I bought Heavenly Sword, and I bought, I think it was Ninja Gaiden for it, and I fucking hated Ninja Gaiden.
I could
Like,
see you absolutely loathing that.
It's you. As I said, it's a really pretty game, but you can't even notice. You don't even notice when you get hit. Just suddenly, attack. What the fuck? I'm dead. You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
So as,
Yeah.
it's
The
very
original
unforgiving.
Souls-like game.
Yeah. Another one for me, back on the original topic, was the Arkham series for Batman.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I went into that thinking it was going to be Devil May Cry a la Batman, right? And they don't play like that at all. So I
Right.
remember, like, when I first started playing it, when I first bought it, I didn't get that far into it. I wasn't really into it at all, and I just kind of shelved it and forgot about it. And what finally made me go back to it is right when the sequel came out, Arkham City.
Yeah.
Yeah, I for some reason decided, you know what, like I got really into the hype, and I ended up buying the second one, even though I hadn't even played the first one yet. Went back and played the first one and played it for what it is, and absolutely loved it. Like it's a fantastic game, and the second one just extrapolated on that. The third one had its issues, but it was still a great game. Like the story alone was worth all of that. Although I got pissed off with the Riddler trophies. How is a race a riddle type shit, you know? Like you know, just that. Yeah, that shit pissed me off. But overall, they were all fantastic games. And I know there's been a rumor flying around for a while that they're going to do another one. But
yeah, that's what everybody's expecting.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it at this point. Like, Arkham Origins was decent too. Like, more for the story than anything else. They changed a few of the controls that kind of bothered me. Which I know Arkham Origins was an entirely different company. But
yeah.
So they were decent games. Way better than I originally thought.
All right. Well, I think there's a solid note to wrap this up on, so that we don't get too long in the bloody tooth. So with that said, this is your gentle reminder. You know, as always, I want to say thank you to everybody for joining us this evening. Thank you to my friends and cohorts, Eddie and Michael and Josh, for jumping on with me tonight. This is your guys' gentle reminder, like an unwelcomed caress of the inner thigh, that kind of gentle. That wow. If audio is your thing, then you should make sure that you add us to your RSS feed, podcatcher, or subscribe to us on what is it now these days? Apple Podcasts. That's right. iTunes is dead. I remembered. Google Play Music. We're also out on Spotify and iHeartRadio. And of course, our audio home at world11.podbean.com, all spelled out, all one word. Pick us up on, come hang and chat with us live on Twitch at, find us World11 Podcast, all spelled out, all one word. So that's, twitch.tv/World11 Podcast. And if you miss any of the cool stuff that we do on the Twitch channel, like the World11 plays and pipe streams and other odds and ends, you can, of course, always catch the reruns, as well as extra goodies like our unboxing videos and more on our YouTube channel. So if you go on YouTube and you search for World11 Podcast, you'll find us. And don't forget, we've got some stellar giveaways going on. We've got there will be links in all the descriptions wherever you find this. But we've got the Dust and Elysian Tale giveaway, the Blasphemous Collector's Edition giveaway going on. And then give us a shout on Twitter. That's World1_1 podcast on Twitter. All kinds of fun, just goofy, off the wall shit happening on Twitter. So it's a great way to reach out and get in touch with us too. So but with that said, I'm gonna wrap. Again, thank you to all. It used to be all three of the people that listen to us, but I've noticed the numbers have improved. We're up to 7. So thank you to all 7 of you. That
6. I'm on the show now, so I don't have to.
Oh, that's right. No longer counting you. Damn it. I suppose we've still got a net gain of 3, so I'll take it. Anyways, but yeah. So with that said, everybody say goodnight, Gracie.
Right, everybody, and we'll see you next time on World11 Podcast. Bye, everybody.
Peace.